welcome along to the West Wales Karting virtual racing today at Mojave Ascent. Some twisting, elevating circuit, or a made-up circuit actually, and today we're on the PS4 group with the Caterham 620s, so we'll see how they get on. It should be a lot of action here, tricky track, tricky cars to handle, and it's a random starting grid, and they're waiting for the lights now. And it's go here, and Spitfire's on pole position, undefeated so far in the PS4 group, and the chasing pack is behind him. He's got an excellent start, and it's almost four abreast going into turn one. That's Monty MC Momo, and Dan Holloway there's getting attacked from behind with Stuart Davis trying to mount his car over the rear in the orange machine. And now in second and third there's a battle going on with Dan Holloway and Monty MC Momo. They're trying to push each other out wide, and they're heading up the hill. Very tricky coming out here in these over 300 horsepower cars. Very lightweight, of course, though, rear wheel drive. It'll be very tricky. Oh, and that's Delboy round in the lime green car there, and I think he made contact with someone, not quite sure who it was there. Now Stuart Davis is coming through on Monty MC Momo, up into third and fourth now this fight is for, and they do very well to stay out of each other's way there. And that's Cortez in the white and blue car looking for mischief as well, and wheel banging going on with Stuart Davis as Monty MC Momo tries to go around the outside now of Spitfire, who's down into second place. And this is fantastic opening to the lap, Alex.
Yeah, definitely. It's action all over the place, and Dan's now in the lead by almost a second over Spitfire, who's fallen back to second. As we look here with Monty and Cortez fighting, we've got Stu just behind him, hopefully trying to overtake with these two battling. It's so close from second to fifth now, with Welsh Taff in sixth, so he's not too far behind as well. Go down the main straight. It's quite a steep decline into the hairpin. Right-hand hairpin as Stu Davis now looks on the inside. That's Cortez on the inside of Spitfire as well. So great move there, and looks like Stu's got the run, and he's past Monty now, hoping to attack Spitfire going up the hill into the S's.
Yeah, absolutely frantic action here, and Stuart Davis did very well to get through there. Turn one is a really good overtaking opportunity, as well demonstrated actually, and a single file though up the hill here, just waiting for the person in front to make a bit of a mistake. You have to feed in the throttle going up here, don't you, because it's so tough to break traction.
Yeah, if you mash the throttle, you're going around, especially with how cambered everything is, and it's going uphill, and these things are light as anything, probably besides the F1 cars in the game, one of the lightest cars, and that's Cortez going wide, and that's allowed Spitfire back for a second, and he's around, he's hit the barrier. But he's dropped down now to fifth, and that'll allow Welsh Taff and Delboy to catch up, and Welsh Taff's through. Will he let Delboy? Oh no, they hit, they're over! Big smash there.
Caterham have made airplanes, and he's over, and he's on his roof, and his helmet was buried in the tarmac almost. He's found reverse now, and he's getting going again. Oh, that was a huge crash, and he lost all the momentum. He was trying to not lose positions, and he ended up just going flying, didn't he?
Yeah, that was really unlucky there. Just one little mistake has caused chaos, and he's down to, well, he's made one position now on Welsh Taff. He's up to six, and this is Stu, and Spitfire now comes side to side. Stu up to second now, hoping to chase down Dan Holloway in first. You can just see how steep the incline is there. On board Spitfire, right into left, into a blind crest, going back into another right, and then up the hill, going up to the crest of the hill there, and back down the other side. It's a great little track this, even if it's not a real one, but it's definitely a popular one with the drivers.
It certainly seems it, and Stuart Davis certainly popular with him. He's in second now, and he's really looking for a way through on the leader, Dan Holloway. And this will be interesting to see if he can find a way past. You wouldn't bet against it. Dan Holloway, though, is an extremely quick driver too. And when we were riding on board there, you could just see it was just looking up into the sky, wasn't it, on board there? It was like as if you're sitting on the floor, and almost looks like you're ready to take off, a bit like Cortez did. Yeah,
you've really got to trust the car, because you can't see, like this one here, as the car take flight over that crest. You've got to really trust and know where to put the car, because too far to the right you're on the gravel, too far to the left you miss the apex, so it's a hard one to judge, but they seem to be doing well so far. As deep on the brakes there's Stu, two wheels. Didn't affect him too much. He's still about the same pace to Dan Holloway as he flashes the lights. Just Spitfire watching these two up ahead. He's not struggling to say, but he's not got the pace of Dan Holloway at the front. He's just sticking with him at the moment, you'd have to say. Oh, and that's Dan wide.
Yeah, Dan just going slightly wide there. Now Spitfire's looking through on Stuart Davis as well for second. But like you were saying, I think Spitfire's just holding back here, just assessing the area. Oh no, he's through now, look though, on Stuart Davis side by side, and he's going to try and go around the outside of the corner. Very fast corner. He's going to use the camber well to his advantage, but Stuart Davis sees it coming and tries to run him out wide. Now he's got the inside line for the next one, so Spitfire has to settle back for third here, and all while that's going on, Dan Holloway just stretches his lead a little bit, doesn't he, to a few more car lengths and a bit more breathing space.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it. That is leads now up to a second again as he goes airborne over that little jump. They all go airborne.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it just shows how hilly and bumpy this track is. As down the straight, first corner. No names to the corners, obviously, so it's just turn 1 and turn 3 if we can actually remember that many. As a Spitfire.
We'll have to give them names, Alex.
Yeah, we'll have to name after crashes and incidents, I think.
Yeah, I can already think of the Cortez corner.
Yeah, we'll have to call it that. Steve's really good on the brakes in these cars. He really catches up, but it seems on Dan Holloway that's his best advantage. Dan going a bit wide, missing the air brakes. He likes that cut back up this hill. It seems to give him a bit more poke up the hill. You just can't see the corner ahead. It just falls away. And it's like a roller coaster going down here. They're just screaming in their helmets as they go down. There's full commitment there. Good play to them.
You're absolutely right there. You just can't see the apex. It seems like every single apex is blind. Like you just see ahead there, Dan Holloway braking, and you think, what's he braking for? And then a huge corner just appears in your vision. If you don't know this track very well, it's not a one to just go full out, is it, straight away?
No, definitely. Dan's made a little mistake there. And let's go last.
Oh, and this is Stuart Davis' chance.
Yeah, he's really catching up on the slipstream. He'll probably take a dive as he flashes the lights on him. But Dan's blocking quite well. Good block there. You have to just be careful of Stu hitting the back of him without breaking himself. But good braking there from Stu. That's nice and clear as he flashes the lights in appreciation of that defence. But this is allowing Spitfire definitely to close the gap on everyone. So it's definitely a freeway battle here for the lead, as these guys have just dropped the rest of the grid. Monty's 10 seconds behind now, and looks like he's on his own, as Cortez is 21 seconds back. So it's definitely the actions with the front three here. It's who's going to pull the pin and let the carnage begin. Oh, as I say that, bang!
Oh. You mentioned the word carnage, and Stuart Davis was right on hand to pick up the pieces, or dismantle the pieces, as it were. And yes, like you say, and they were way ahead, so they should hopefully, for their sake, rejoin back in second and third. But this has given Spitfire an excellent opportunity, just the thing he was looking for, I suspect. They were racing very hard but fair the few corners beforehand with Stuart Davis and Dan Holloway, but I guess when you're racing that hard, inevitably something's going to happen at some point, and it indeed did. And now they've got some ground to make up if they want to fight for the win.
Yeah, definitely. Dan's got away with it a bit there, as Delway throwing it into the corner. He's only 2 seconds back now, but it's not ideal, as Spitfire was about the same pace as him. You see Welsh Taft now, and quite a classic Caterham livery there in the orange and white. It's quite popular on that car. I think it's a standard colour. But yeah, Stu's the big loser. He's 5 seconds down now, only 4 seconds in front of Monty, but must be quite disappointing for him as we see Spitfire in his green machine going up the hill, with Dan who'll be pushing like mad. You can see how hard he's pushing. He's taken a second off already.
Yeah, he'd be kicking himself for that incident, I'd imagine. Well, not necessarily his fault, I think just one of the things that can happen when you're racing hard. But even so, coming from being in the lead, and now you're in a position where you have to chase all over again, is not ideal, is it? But anyway, looking back through the grids, it's Monty MC Momo here in fourth. He's 8 seconds off the lead. Of course, that time does fluctuate depending on whether on the track. But yeah, he's a long way ahead. As you said, Alex, he's on his own a little bit. He's a long way ahead of Cortez in fifth after his flying lessons earlier in the race. And there's Stuart Davis making up his own line a little bit through there and getting some airborne. And he's just chasing as hard as he can, isn't he, after Dan? Yeah,
definitely. As you see Monty now going on 2 wheels over the jump. And it looks like a Golf livery, that car. It's really nice. It's really one of the favourites there.
It certainly is. Yeah, I'd say I'd put that one top of the livery list, I would.
Yeah, definitely. No red ones on the track, so you can't be biased on this one. Well, Stu's is almost red, but you can see how...
Yeah, it's more of a papaya.
Yeah, you can really... as he goes on his own journey there. They're really closing the gap to Spitfire, so it could be a matter of time before they catch him again. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, as seeing Spitfire, they're going downhill, and Dan Holloway's in the picture just in the background, so it's going to be close towards the end if they carry up this pace.
Yeah, it could well be, and who knows, Monty MC
as he's around.
could come into play. Oh, maybe not, he's not going to come into play after all.
No.
These cars are very good at doing donuts, but you don't necessarily want to be doing them just over halfway through a race, do you? But thankfully for him, he should just be ahead of Cortez still, right on board with Cortez now. He barrels down the hill into the corner, full commitment. He can see now his targets, and that's going to help him a lot, isn't it, when you can see the person you're chasing.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to give you motivation to really put the hammer down and try and catch him. But it's a weird one with this track. You want to really push it, but as you see, they're going wide. Well, not quite wide, but almost going wide. But with the blind crest. Oh, and Monty around again. So that's going to allow Cortez through. He's not enjoying these cars, is he? He's second spin now for that lap. And that's put him down to 5th.
It's a shame for Monty. We've seen him win plenty of races in the past, but maybe these rear-wheel drive Caterhams aren't quite to his liking. Are we expecting any issues with tyre wear in this race, Alex? Do you know?
Wouldn't think so, because is very much even on the course. Oh, that's Dan off into the barrier. Luckily, he's got away with that. Looks like it was just a graze, but that's allowed Stu to catch up. But I wouldn't think so in these. They are on semi-slick road tyres, I believe, because it is part of the road class, the Caterham. So hopefully not. There's a bump there. He's lost his front nose cone. He had some mega speed on Dan there, just to really close up. I don't think he expected it.
It did seem like it. I think Dan was a little bit on one wheel there, Stuart Davis. Dan was a bit slow, wasn't he, out of the corner beforehand? And yeah, Stuart Davis just caught him coming over one of the crests, and bang! And he lost his nose cone there. And he's looking like he's got a bit more of a hot rod look about his car now. And he goes to the outside. Dan Holloway's defended the inside though, so Stuart Davis is going to get a great run out of here as they head up the hill. And of course, if you do get a great run out of this corner heading up the hill, it will multiply the benefit you have, won't it, coming up there, because you've got that extra bit of speed and momentum. And look, there's no way through though around this part of the track, really, is it? It's kind of single file. Yeah,
definitely. You could have a go maybe breaking into the first one if you've got to be brave, but Dan's kind of holding Stuart, you'd have to imagine. Now he's definitely got the pace on him, and he'd want to be up the road trying to catch Spitfires. He can see Spitfire up ahead. This is going to be a good chance for Stu, as you can try the outside line, try and get more pace, but you really need to tuck the front in just so you actually make the corner in the first place. But Stu's good on the brake, so we'll have to see here whether he actually goes for it or not.
Getting very close. Oh, and they hit again, and that's Stuart Davis round now in the barrier, and he's going to be spinning across the other side and takes out that barrier too. He's just doing a bit of safety checks on the barriers, I think. Yep, all good. He's away again now, and he's regained his nose cone somehow too, magically. But Dan Holloway will be thanking him for a little bit of a nudge, a bit more momentum. And yeah, I think after that now Stuart Davis is settled in third. I don't see him catching now after that.
No, definitely.
What do you think, Alex?
Definitely not. It's uncharacteristic from Stuart. He's very fast with these cars, but he's playing it quite loose at the moment and just making a whole host of mistakes, which is not like him usually. Usually he's quite fast but very clean, so it might just be not used to the car, but it's certainly an odd one. So yeah,
you'd have to imagine he can see the targets ahead. He knows he's got the pace to win this one, judging by his lap times, but he's just pushing that a little bit too hard, and that percent too hard. And like you were saying, Alex, on this circuit, maybe it's best to just scale it back a percent or two.
Yeah, you can have all the pace in the world, but it's no good if you're facing the wrong way, and that's how he's found out the hard way here. So you see Welsh Taff, who's down in 7th on his own. I think he's just enjoying the ride in these Caterhams. So he's looks like he's had it off, as he also got his nose cone missing, but he's a bit too far back from Del Boy and anyone else in the field. But I think he's just enjoying the PS4 group being back, as we all are. As we see Spitfire making a mistake there. That's really slowed enough, and that should allow Dan to really close up on the straight going down to the Oh no, but looks like Dan's made a mistake too. He dropped 2 seconds there. That's allowed Stu to catch back up, so there could be a fight as well. Stu on the outside now.
Yeah, it could be, and here we go again into the hairpin turn 1, and that's Dan Holloway holding the inside line, but Stuart Davis has gone to get the cut back. Oh, and they nearly touch once again. There'll be a lot of orange paint on that blue car, and Stuart Davis will be hoping not to put any more on it, I'd imagine. But Spitfire now has allowed him to get back up ahead after that mistake. He's very lucky to get away with that one, because Dan Holloway also made an error, and this battle resumes now for second and third, but we're coming into the closing stages now. This could be the last lap. Oh, Stuart Davis got the inside now, heading up the hill, and Dan Holloway sticks it around the outside, the synchronised drift in, and Stuart Davis takes that position away. Fantastic. Dan Holloway just ran a little bit too wide there, didn't he? And now Stuart Davis is up into second, but a little bit too little too late in terms of the win.
Yeah, definitely. Dan had massive understeer there and lucky not to get into the barrier, but as you see, here's the luckiest man on the track. He's the guys behind him have just thrown it away and allowed him to go ahead. But Stu will be happy now to get back into second. He'll be hopefully try not to make another mistake, but who knows with how the race has gone. As he loves launching over that crest. You think it's a rally car? Oh, Dan's off in the background.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Dan's visited the next county, I think, and he's doing some more safety check of the barrier. But there's Spitfire coming across the line. He's won it. He's third consecutive win out of 3 races, so fantastic. Stuart Davis a close second after all of his incidents. And then Dan Holloway does actually manage to bring it back on track for third. And then Monty MC Momo now in that lovely livery. He certainly wins the award for best livery. Coming around the last few corners, and he looks like he's going to take fourth, but Cortez is chasing him for all he's worth, isn't he? Just behind him there.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they were quite close in the end. Monty just pip-inned Cortez. As they go across the line there in 4th and 5th, we see Dale Boy. He wasn't too far behind in the end, only a few seconds. But every second counts as we see Welsh staff now bringing up to the rear.
Yeah, Welsh Chaff has been having great fun, despite the fact he's had nobody to play with much in this race. Didn't have the best of starts, and that put him on the back foot for the rest of it. But he'll be back for the next round, so don't miss it.